It's Friday, December 27. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Jamaica hopes to earn increased revenues from overflight services as a result of the recent $17 million upgrade to the Kingston Air Traffic Control Center. Speaking at the recent opening of the center, Prime Minister Andrew Holness explained that aviation contributes billions of dollars to the Jamaican economy, both directly and indirectly.
This is a multi-billion-dollar investment, which was seamlessly executed and guided by the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, and they should be commended.
Meanwhile, Director General of the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, Nari Williams-Singh, explained that the additional revenue would come from accommodating more aircraft in the Jamaican airspace as a result of more efficient movement of aircraft through the country's flight information region.
The upgrade and modernization of the Kingston Air Traffic Control Center is a crucial achievement and the main gear in the process that is driving a revolution in Jamaica's air traffic management capabilities. The upgrades, which have formed part of a larger air navigation services modernization project, are enhancing safety and increasing the operational efficiency of our airspace. From an international perspective, the upgrades are also ensuring a world-class air traffic management system that complies with ICAO's Global Air Navigation Plan requirements for optimized level of certain key industry indicators. These indicators or deliverables are safety, adequate capacity, efficiency, and harmonization, built on uniform, interoperable systems and standards across all nations.
He pointed out that the upgrade at the KATCC was part of a larger air navigation services modernization program, which includes 2 new air traffic control towers at the Norman Manley and Sangster International airports, an instrument landing system at the Sangster International Airport, an upgrade from aeronautical information systems to aeronautical information management, and implementation of navigation aids. Williams-Singh said this will redound to a benefit for the country as more airplanes in the airspace means more revenue earned from overflight services. $14.7 billion. That's how much money was circulating the week preceding Christmas, December 16 to December 20. According to the Bank of Jamaica, this represents an increase in total currency in circulation. In a statement on Tuesday, December 24, the BOJ said this is above the 11 billion or 9.8% increase recorded for the corresponding period 2018. Additionally, the central bank said the figure translated into a $15.9 billion or 12.2% net increase in the amount of currency for the month up to December 20. The BOJ said this increase is broadly consistent with its projected 11.5% increase for the period, also the 11.9% for the same period in 2018. The country's leaders used the Christmas holiday to spread a message of reflection and renewal. Governor General Sir Patrick Allen pointed to several positives that Jamaica experienced in 2019.
So despite whatever negativity, tragedies, and challenges we experienced during this year, there is still so much for which we can be thankful. We were spared any natural disasters. Our country is steadily making progress in many different areas. We were encouraged to take greater responsibility for our health and wellness programs. The government and the security forces are working to combat crime and violence with the support of our citizens. On the global stage, we have seen this year, among others, our indefatigable Shelley Ann Fraser-Price returning to her winning ways, and in the process is mentoring our next generation of athletic stars, along with their coaches and managers. And in a December to remember, Ms. Tony-Ann Singh placed the icing on the cake, lifting the spirit of all Jamaica by winning the Miss World contest in London with beauty, grace, and poise.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness used his Christmas message to urge Jamaicans to reconnect with their spiritual roots. Mr. Holness said that whatever economic or social challenges abound, he said the country should not lose sight of their religious beliefs.
Against the backdrop of our own personal struggles and worries about paying our mortgage, our personal safety with the high level of violence in our society, the stress brought on by traffic and indiscipline on our roads, or the threat of disease and illness, let us take some time this season to reflect on the hope that Jesus' birth has given to the world. Let us start by renewing our personal faith in God and getting in touch with our spirituality.
Against the backdrop of a climbing murder rate, the Prime Minister highlighted the security forces as he thanked all those that provide essential services over the holiday period.
As we celebrate the season, let us take the time to acknowledge and thank those who stand guard to keep us safe. Our essential services, air traffic controllers, doctors and nurses. I wish to specifically acknowledge and thank the men and women of the JCF and the JDF, who are even now deployed to keep the peace in various communities across Jamaica. It is a difficult task. However, we cannot give up. You are the last line of defense against those bent on destroying the peace.
Opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips urged Jamaicans to look out for their neighbors.
This Christmas, let us lighten the burdens on our hearts as best we can by focusing on the Christmas message of peace, love, and hope for humankind, and reach out to those around us in our neighborhoods and communities who are in need. Let us keep an eye on and open our hearts to those who have lost loved ones, who may find Christmas a difficult time filled with special memories. Let us also reach outside of our own circles to those who are alone and in need of a little cheer.
Partygoers are being warned to abide by the road code and to be safe while using the nation's thoroughfares over the holiday period. Superintendent Courtney Cobry of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch made the case at a recent JIS think tank.
Can you imagine somebody goes to a place of entertainment, consume liquor, and is now driving under their air condition, or enjoying that cool breeze that is blowing from outside? It is a recipe for disaster, because there's a condition known as circadian lull. It is a condition of drowsiness that is induced on you. It occurs 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. just after having lunch, and again 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. when you should be asleep. But instead you're out there partying, consuming alcohol, and then driving over long distance to get back home. And in doing so, that is where we see the single vehicle crashes occurring with static object, whether you crash into a utility pole, you crash into the median of highways, or something like that happens, or you crash into a ditch. So we are encouraging persons to be mindful of these situations and take the necessary precaution.
Mr. Cobry also addressed the issue of speed trials or racing between motorists.
Let me just tell you that Section 33(1) of the Road Traffic Act speaks to speed trials and racing on our public road. And if you are caught, arrested you will be. And let me tell you, when taken to court, your driver's license will be disqualified for at least a year. That's the penalty when you do things like those.
The superintendent also appealed for motorists to be extra vigilant when driving in crash hotspots and urged them to be mindful of using bright or colorful headlights, as this impairs the vision of other motorists and could result in an accident. Cardiologist Dr. Handel Emery is concerned that recent disturbing lifestyle trends suggest that the country is, quote, on the cusp of an epidemic of cardiovascular disease, end quote. Cardiovascular disease accounts for an average of 30% of deaths in Jamaica annually. And according to at least one medical professional, this situation will worsen to epidemic proportions if locals do not adopt to a healthy lifestyle. Citing a rise in the prevalence of hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol and obesity among Jamaicans, Emery warned that an epidemic is possible. He told the Gleaner, quote, it's likely that in another 20 to 30 years we will be having a lot of patients struggling with conditions like heart attack, angina, heart failure as a result of this, end quote. He believes that the rewards of the current aggressive campaign against unhealthy consumption will not be apparent until perhaps a generation. And this week on Culinary Trails, we head to Claremont in St. Anne. The second I came into, I fell in love with Central Snacks restaurant. The authentic Jamaican feeling you get when you see the tiles, the friendly customer service that you get, the fact that the restaurant is owned by a family. You are seeing members of the family here working to ensure that the restaurant grows from strength to strength. I especially like the table setting. It gives me the feeling I get when I visit my grandmother's house. I feel at home. And right now, I'm about to speak with the head of the family and the leader of the restaurant, the owner, Mr. Ainsley White. And of course, I'll also be chatting with his wife, Mrs. White. She's here as well to give her husband that little boost for the interview. Mr. White, thanks so much for agreeing to speak with us and of course to feed us as well.
You're most welcome.
How long has Central Snacks been about?
Central Snack has been operating under that name since 1990, January 19. Before, it used to be a grocery store operated by my mom and my dad. My dad passed away in 1982, and I've been operating it since then, along with my mom until she passed away in 2012. My wife is a part of the business since 1995.
All right, when people get to Claremont and they get to your restaurant, I want you to tell the viewers, what can they experience?
They can expect good customer service, good, real, old-time Jamaican style cooking, like fried chicken, mutton, pork, fish, cow food, tripe and bean, beef soups, all the different types of soups. We do breakfast also, where we offer like liver, mackerel rundown, callaloo and saltfish, ackee and saltfish, you name it, all the Jamaican dishes that you would love. You get snacks, ice cream, cakes, pastries like cupcakes, cheesecake, you name them, black forest cakes, ice cream, and drinks as per usual.
I see a lot of elderly customers coming in. Are some of those customers from your father's time?
We do get a lot of support from the community, and we have to give thanks for that, because we have repeat customers who have been with us from way back in the 1980s until now, still coming. And we try to please each and every one and encourage new customers to come along with our service.
Part of the restaurant business. How has it been so far being co-owner of this prestigious and long-serving establishment?
It has been good because we have repeated customers, and I train my staff to be courteous and friendly. If there's an issue, and ask them to contact me so I can take care of all their needs because we aim to please. That is our motto.
I saw that you guys have some certificates of appreciation in the restaurant. Tell me about that.
Yes, we do have quite a few there because we contribute to schools and other social events, and we're awarded with those certificates.
All right, so what are you planning to feed us today?
Well, today we have like callaloo and saltfish. We have stewed chicken. We also offer cow foot, curried mutton, brown stewed pork, stewed beef, fish, and what did I miss? Baked chicken and soup.
We have boiled fried chicken and rice. But we have lunch ready if you want, if you don't want the breakfast. So we have fried chicken, stewed beef, curried mutton, stewed pork, cow foot, brown stew, sliced fish, chicken foot, red peas. Serve with rice and peas or French fries.
Okay, I would like the callaloo and saltfish with some boiled food if you have.
An appetizer?
Sure.
All right, I'll have some of that soup.
This is some good food, nice and warm.
At this time, on behalf of Central Snack Restaurant and Bar and the management and staff, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my valued customers who have supported this business through the years. Looking forward to your continued patronage. We are always here to serve and to satisfy your needs with good Jamaican cuisine. Thank you very much.
Hey there, do you want to learn something new? Stick around for this upcoming recipe. And be sure to continue to watch Culinary Trails on Fridays during the news on PBCJ.
Merry Christmas!
The US dollar on Tuesday, December 24, ended trading at Jamaican $133.50, down by 59 cents, according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. Meanwhile, the Canadian dollar ended trading at $101.97, down from $103.06, while the British pound sterling ended trading at $170.99, down from $172.34. In regional news, the Guyanese government Tuesday said the Barbados-based Shell Western Supply and Trading Limited has been selected as the company which will buy the country's first 3 million barrels of oil as a result of the introductory phase of the Liza crude grade in the market. In a statement, the Department of Energy said the first phase of its announced two-step crude marketing process is close to completion after it had also previously announced a two-phased approach to the lifting and marketing of Guyana's crude. The statement said, quote, the first phase being a direct sale process in December 2019, and the second phase, an open market request for proposals to be launched in early 2020 for a marketing agent to market Guyana's crude entitlements from the Liza-1 field on a term basis, end quote. The DOE said that it remains committed to these timelines and is, quote, pleased to announce the near completion of Phase 1 for a direct sale conducted over the last week, end quote. The organization said that the decision to choose Barbados-based company was based on a competitive pricing that limits the government's exposure to market uncertainty, the size and scale of global outreach of the Shell trading operations, and the company's high level of integration between upstream, trading, and downstream. An earthquake with a magnitude of 4.2 rocked islands in the Eastern Caribbean early Thursday. The seismic research unit at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus in Trinidad and Tobago reports that the quake occurred near Dominica at approximately 3:54 a.m. local time. The earthquake, that had a depth of 10 kilometers, was also felt in Martinique and St. Lucia. This is the second earthquake that has occurred near Dominica this week, as well as the third to be recorded in the Eastern Caribbean since Christmas Eve. On December 24, magnitude 4.0 earthquake was recorded near Dominica, Martinique, and St. Lucia. On Wednesday, Christmas Day, a magnitude 4.2 earthquake was recorded near Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts, and Nevis and Guadeloupe. In sports, World Championship silver medalist Frederick Dakers will be among the 30 candidates seeking to be part of the International Olympic Committee's Athletes Commission. He believes that he has the mindset necessary to effect change for Olympic athletes. The candidates, who span across 30 countries and 19 summer sports, will vie for 4 available positions in the 23-member group, of which 12 are voted in by the athletes. Dacre said that he was humbled by the opportunity to serve the sport in this capacity. The elections will replace 4 members whose terms are set to conclude and will take place at next year's Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. Polls will open from July 14 to August 4, 2020. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thank you so much for watching.